Hi, I actually unmute everyone. Do you want to say hi to us? Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi. I'm actually working from home at Shanghai, China. And actually today we have three current Hong Kong U students who are originally studying in Vietnam. We have Alicia.
Hi.
Hi, where are you now?
I'm based in Ho Chi Minh City, so I'm actually at my home and like my room talking to you
Oh,
guys.
okay, back in Vietnam. Alicia is a year 3 student of Bachelor of Arts, right? So she will give us some sharing about student life and study life in Hong Kong U. And we also have Harry with us. Harry,
Hello, hello, I'm Harry.
hello. Where are you now?
I'm now in Ho Chi Minh City
Okay, back
at
at
my
home
home.
also. Yeah, so Harry is our Bachelor of Engineering student. So he will also give you some idea about his interview experience with us. And also we have Elise here.
Hello.
So you're actually on campus right now, right? At Hong Kong
Yep.
U?
I'm at a coffee shop outside Hong Kong U.
I see. So Elise is actually our science student. So she will join us when we have the free question and answer session with all of you after our sharing and admission talk. So today we will first talk about the Hong Kong U admissions and give you an idea of your 4 years life at Hong Kong U and how you can apply for Hong Kong U. And then Alicia will share her student experience at Hong Kong U, and Harry give us an idea about how he experienced the admission interview with Hong Kong U. And then we will have the Q&A session. You can both ask questions in English or in Vietnamese because we have native Vietnamese students here that can help you. Okay, so Hong Kong U is already have its 110th birthday in this month. So we have 10 faculties that covers 41 different undergraduate degree programs. And our undergraduate degree programs are 4 years curriculum. So most of them are offered by these 10 faculties and customized so that students will graduate to become experts in their chosen area of studies. On top of the academic foundation, Hong Kong students can weave in personalized learning opportunities to make their learning experience unique and interesting. Apart from 4-year curriculum, we also have some double degree and professional degree program like business and law double degree. And for example, we have medicine or law medicine professional degree that are 5 to 6 years to finish this undergraduate degree. On top of that, we also have university collaborative programs, which means Hong Kong U partnership with other famous universities overseas and provide 2+2 kind of 4-year cooperative undergraduate degree. So after 4 years, you will be getting the 2 degrees from 2 universities, and I will give more information about that later. So here's how your curriculum will look like. Hong Kong students will complete a total of 240 credits to earn their degree spread over 4 years in the majority of our degree programs. So you will see that you have compulsory courses. We have like common core courses for all students coming in. And also we have English courses that help you adapt to the academic English level. And also we have, as we're from China, so we also have like Chinese elective course for you if you want to learn more Chinese. And also in your specialization, we have like your majors and minors courses, and you have a big space of electives that you can choose any other courses from your own faculty, different major or other faculty to understand more. So when you come into Hong Kong U, apart from normal major courses, we also have two very important elements, which is common core courses, like I mentioned, and also academic advising. For the common core courses, we actually offer 6 courses everyone need to take. And then it's an interdisciplinary kind of courses that will designed to broaden students' perspectives through multiple areas. So you will see like courses in science, humanities, global issues, and culture, so that you will understand more than just your own major or your own program, but you under a broadened idea of all these different areas. And on the other hand, in your year 1, actually, especially, for example, like Harry and Elise, when they are admitting to the Faculty of Engineering and Science program, it's more like a common admission that you don't have to decide which way you want to pursue your career yet. But then you have to kind of search or experience the entry-level courses, so that understand which area you want to pursue or which major you want to pursue. So this time, apart from your own faculty will assign you an advisor, usually a professor of the faculty, that can give you a lot of academic advice on your career and your major. But also we have this academic advising office that they will help you advise on deciding how broad or specialized you wish to make your degree. And then at year 2, you kind of decide which major you want to do. And also we are very flexible that students have time, can do a double major or like interdisciplinary learning. And your planning and self-exploration will pay off as you go on to achieving your objectives with the support from our experienced professors. And a lot of our professors are very nice and want to interact with all our students. So you will be have very close relationship or access to all these highly recognized world-renowned researchers, and they're very happy to lead not just like graduate students, but also like undergraduate students to join them in these like research work or projects or different frontiers of their disciplines. So like I said, actually students are empowered to tailor-make their own curriculum regardless of the specialty you wish to pursue. These professors are ready to share their expertise and their experience with you as your teacher, advisor, mentor, and friend. So for example, when you are struggling which area or which program you actually need to choose from Hong Kong U, actually you can achieve to taking them all. For example, this student, Friska from Indonesia, she actually came in as a Bachelor of Science program student. And after a year, she chose to be major in food and nutrition. And then, but at the same time, she also was original dream was to become a scientist, but she actually also tried the option, to take finance as a second major. And after all this trial, at the end, she went on to work as a consultant at McKinsey & Company after graduation. So this is actually something out of box that she never imagined before when she started university. But along the 4 years, actually, she explored another field that can co-work together with her original dream. And also, starting from last year, we have this very interdisciplinary new program called Bachelor of Arts and Sciences, which are designed uniquely for students who are want to learn interdisciplinary and solve future problems. So these are these majors that you can become like not just like specialize in one area, but also you can be more looking into both not just arts and sciences, but we also have courses and a way of research in like laws, risk management, engineering, other things, so that you can understand different areas of the problems and lead the way to solve future problems. So after you have been more sure about where you want to stay in your way of career, in your year 3, it is time to add on to the fundamentals with specific opportunities outside of the classroom. So you can set yourself apart from others by acquiring unique practical experience and applying the knowledge that you have learned. So there's a lot of options you could do, and the key is to speak with your advisors to identify like whether you want to do research project, or you want to study abroad, or you want to take on an internship to find what is most interesting to you and most beneficial to your development. And the good thing at Hong Kong U is you are never having a cost to try. You know, you can try everything to find which one is suitable, or even which one is not suitable that you will never want to take on after you start working. For example, most of our students will choose to take 1 semester or a summer or even a year to study abroad. Experience is amazing. Actually, they're taking on exchange and study abroad. These opportunities are well spread there. So we have 365 exchange partners around the world. You can see all these examples that our students will go. So you can partake in a semester or a year-long exchange, or even just a summer program at one of our programs in 45 destinations. The key is to broaden your horizon and immerse yourself in different cultures and make new friends along the way. And also, our students are always ready to stretch their limits and imagination. So they also take part in a lot of international competitions. You always will see news if you always looking at Hong Kong as one of your dream school. A lot of our students get good result from world competitions, and sometimes it's a good thing that different students from different faculty background, but they will come together and compete in different international competitions and realize their insights and ideas into real life solutions. Also, you may choose to practice your skills in the industry through internships in Hong Kong or abroad. This is a chance to acquire valuable experience and build up your connections and network. So you definitely can choose to intern in Hong Kong. And also we have programs that will help you to intern overseas. And also you have a lot of resources from our CIDA's office, which help you on career planning. And you can see a lot of opportunities in mainland China, overseas, and also back in Hong Kong. Also, if you are more like engineering or science major, then of course you might want to burning ideas inside a lab with researchers and be a part of the team to push the frontiers of the knowledge. And apart from what I say, that you have advisors from your faculty, that your professor will help you to regularly check if you're on track of your study. And we have academic advising officers, but also like you have friends at your residential halls that can give you live suggestions. We also have mentorship scheme that actually rival the entire Hong Kong alumni network around the world. So they will actually, you can gain insight from renowned specialists in all these different fields. Like you can see medical specialists. For example, you will meet these people who are success in their area, but also are very generous and nice, that want to share with you all their experiences. So coming to the final year, it's more of a year of consolidation. So you will be ready to create an impact with the knowledge you acquired along the way. You can consider your goals and decide if you want to pursue an established career, be your own boss, or continue to with further studies. There is a wealth of options to choose from, whether in Hong Kong or elsewhere, or come back to Vietnam, or even go to China. So first, if you want to continue to study, you can, of course, apply for various postgraduate programs in Hong Kong U or in the world. Apart from that, we also have some Hong Kong U articulation programs along with your own programs, so that you could get two degrees in one go, or maybe connect with your undergraduate degree to get a master degree after a couple of years of study. Also, a lot of our students also have a dream of, be your own boss or be in entrepreneurship. So the university is also ready to guide and support you in realizing your dream projects. Budding innovators can take advantage of the university's Idendron. It is a hub for startups to get mentorship, outreach, and networking opportunities to kick off their success story. And we also have like hackathon and dream catchers. These are the programs that also provide additional resources for developing successful startups. Sometimes if you win some idea design, you might get fundings for your startups or your projects. These are like some examples of our students' projects. Like Green Prize is something to solve the food waste of supermarkets. And this is like Employ Me. So these are the students, they always, of course, you will find like CV or other like job finding issues for all these students. So this is their startup to have impact at a global level. So apart from what we say, like you can study abroad, internship, research, we also have this university collaborative programs, like I said just now. So more importantly, our students have aspirations that go beyond Hong Kong. So Hong Kong U makes great strides in ensuring that our students are equipped and ready for the global stage. So let's see these programs one by one. So our dual degree programs will be demanding on students, but they are also fun and rewarding for those who are motivated. If you have good memory, so you will know that I said in Hong Kong, the 4-year curriculum is 240 credits. But here, if you want to get a 2 degree from 2 great university in 4 years, then the curriculum is 288 credits, so that we will match and get to be graduated from the 2 university. For example, this is the dual degree with Hong Kong U and University of California, Berkeley, where we have taken in our first cohort last September. So you will start your study at Hong Kong U and finish it at UC Berkeley. You will be able to complete programs and subjects in arts and social sciences. After 4 years, you can call yourself a proud alumni of both Hong Kong U and UC Berkeley. So imagine the network and the unique experiences that you will acquiring from this program as compared to others. You can see these details of applying to this program on our website. But one thing to remember is dual degree needs to fulfill both institutions' admission requirement. That means for Hong Kong U and UC Berkeley dual degree program, the application deadline every year is by the November 30th. So you have to check the deadline of different dual degree programs. So here, Hong Kong U and the University of Cambridge has forged a new undergraduate recruitment scheme for natural sciences this year for the 2020 intake. So we already have an engineering and computer science program with University of Cambridge for already 9 years. So the natural sciences program, the Hong Kong U and University of Cambridge scheme allows selected students in the Young Scientist scheme of the Bachelor of Science program to pursue studies in 2 renowned universities. Under this scheme, students can graduate with 3 degrees, 2 bachelor degrees from the 2 universities, and a Master of Science from the University of Cambridge upon successful completion of 5 years of study. And Hong Kong U and Peking University from China has joined hands in offering a new dual degree program in business. The Hong Kong U PKU Future Leaders Dual Degree Program is a bachelor program in economics, finance, and management, jointly offered by the Faculty of Business Economics of Hong Kong U and the Guanghua School of Management of the Peking University. So this program is designed to nurture first-class business leaders and cultivate their global perspective with intimate understanding of China. You will spend the first 2 years at Hong Kong U and another 2 years at PKU. Upon successful completion of the program, students will receive a Bachelor of Economics and Finance degree of Hong Kong U and a Bachelor of Management degree from PKU. So this one actually, apart from your application to Hong Kong U, you have a supplemental form that you need to fill in, which is posted on the faculty website of Faculty of Business and Economics. Of course, you can find the entire information on our admission website designated to these collaborative programs. So graduating from Hong Kong U actually is a very promising future for all of our graduates. So each of you is guided and advised along the way to identify opportunities that best fit with your interests and aspirations. And in Hong Kong or in the world, employers are very satisfied with our graduates. So we have achieved near 100% employment rate for over 10 years. It's 13 consecutive years. And also we have very good feedback from all the employers so that you will always get a very nice receiving from all these employers. So how should we apply for Hong Kong U? So we will welcome the applications for all students who are studying international and national qualifications. For students studying in Vietnam, I understand usually we have both local students and also students who are studying in Vietnam but are studying in international schools coming from all different nationalities. So we accept IB, GCA level, SAT, AP, also for Vietnam upper secondary school graduation certificate are all welcome. National qualifications can also be used to apply to us. So Hong Kong U admissions is on a competitive base, and you may refer to previous admissions statistics regarding various qualifications on our website. For example, based on previous data, the students we admitted before for IB diploma ranges from 31 to 45 IB diploma points. For example, for the upper secondary school graduate certificate of Vietnam, our requirements is overall average of 8 out of 10 in the 4 examination subjects, provided that no subject is less than 6.5. So I'm just giving some examples. If you want to check about each program, different choices, how is the requirement of admission, you can refer to the lower expected boundary available on our website. I'm going to show you. It looks like this. Very colorful picture. So you will see that actually each different Bachelor of Arts, all 10 faculties, 41 undergraduate degree, we all show different qualifications requirements. Apart from the main qualifications, you also need to check about these three parts: the program-specific requirements, English language requirements, or even a second language requirements. What does that mean? I'm giving you an example. For example, like for Bachelor of Engineering, we will ask students to have like mathematics and physics subjects achievement. Or some faculties ask you to put them as their first choice. And for example, like there's specific like special program that are asking about Cantonese. Most of our programs doesn't have this requirement because Hong Kong U's official teaching language is English. But for example, like this, you sometimes need to, or medicine, you sometimes need to talk to a patient of local patients. So sometimes you need to involve Cantonese. So just check the program-specific requirements, which will help a lot when you are applying for Hong Kong U. So the entire timeline now for students who are in 2020 intake, if you are final year students now, Hong Kong U's application system is still open. It's until July 15th, 2020. So you can still apply for Hong Kong U. So usually the late application, we call it late. So it's not actually, it's like the main, after the main round of every year around mid-November, then we will have a rolling basis of our application. So we just call it late application. So don't feel late, you're not late yet. You can still apply for Hong Kong U. And so usually every year we start our application system around September. So if you are not final year, you're just a year away from your university year, then you can try start your application starting from September, and there is a main round deadline around mid-November. So, and then after that, our admissions interview usually are around December to January. Not every program are requiring a admissions interview to offer. You will hear that a different experience from Alicia and Harry later. And then after January, we will start to announce the result, which are giving offers or conditional offers all the way along until August. So you will receiving offer anytime after you submit your application. And then after that main round, this is when we saying the late application deadline, which is July 15th. So for example, if you start to apply now, we will review your applications on a rolling basis, which means when you submit, we will start to look at it. So if they don't think they need an interview to offer, then they will give decisions. If they think like they want an interview to know you more before they give decisions, then they will invite you to a admissions interview. And it's like this year, we all know like the effect of like the virus, coronavirus. So all the interviews, if there is one, would be online. So don't worry. So some tips about your application in the system. So in Hong Kong U application, you can have 5 program choices, 1 first choice and 4 other choices. And when we are evaluating your application, all programs will be evaluated at the same time. So offers can be conditional, and also like multiple offers may be given. So you might get like more than 1 offer from Hong Kong U as all faculties are reviewing your application separately, independently. And if we have, I know we have some prospects today also. So when you are applying for Hong Kong U, we will both consider predicted score or final results at the time of evaluation. So don't feel like I don't have my IB final score or A-level final score yet. You can start your application first and submit that. Once you have the final score, you can submit to us. And also like this year, we know like a lot of you have difficulties or uncertainties about like different international standard examinations. So apart from, please know that when we are all flexible and will know about this situation, and we will be flexible about not just looking at your scores like what we always do in all these years, but also looking at your interview performance, or if you have an interview, or your application materials. Personal statement is one of that is actually very important to let us know you more than just a score or your interview. So you will prepare one personal statement for all your program choices. Although we give you the freedom of choosing 5 choices, but then please understand you could only submit one personal statement. So it's your decision to, just write about one choices or one program that you're interested, or you want to include the rationale of all your choices. So the statement is to be uploaded after you have submitted the application. So don't worry, and like when you're filling applications and you didn't find a way to upload personal statement and panicked it. So if you have any questions about personal statement, we are actually having a Hong Kong U Foundation Day giveaway campaign for one-on-one personal statement coaching from our Hong Kong U Student Ambassadors scheme. So if you submit an online Hong Kong U application between March 17th to March 31st, using an international qualification, you can submit your Hong Kong U application first and upload your personal statement after the coaching session. So you may want to take a picture of this slide and then apply for this nice coaching offer from our student ambassadors. So actually you can update your application throughout the year. So you can always provide like updates even after you have submit the applications. For example, like this year, I know like maybe you don't have a lot of materials with you at this time. For example, you don't have the final scores, or you haven't take a satisfying like IELTS or TOEFL scores yet. You can always continue to update your system, and we will continue to evaluate the applications based on the most up-to-date results submitted. Okay, so getting all these from Hong Kong U, and we wish you could build your future with all these different blogs. So this is the my part. Then we will invite Alicia to actually share about her experience with Hong Kong U.
Okay. Hi, can anyone hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Alicia, and I'm a year 3 Bachelor of Arts student, originally from Vietnam, and now I'm like enrolling in the BA program in Hong Kong U. So a bit fun fact is that Harry and I are the same age, but I went to university straight after high school. So I am in year 3 and he is in year 2, but we're the same age. So actually, so today I would just like talk a bit about my university experience, and then like we'll have more sharing from Harry, and then we'll have like a Q&A session where you can ask your questions, because I know that you definitely have a lot of questions. Like when I was applying, I also had a lot of questions, but there wasn't any like Zoom session like this. So I studied in a public school, so it was a university high school, and then I am enrolling in the Bachelor of Arts program in Hong Kong Studies and Comparative Literature. And then, okay, so I got asked a lot about why I wanted to go to Hong Kong, because back in high school, a lot of my friends also applied to university outside Hong Kong. And then the question is, it makes me think a lot, but actually I am very passionate about Hong Kong ever since I was small. And like the city itself is very international, so there's a lot of things going on at the same time, and then there's a lot of attractions and a lot of human flow of migration. So it's a very exciting place to live, to study, and to work. And I believe if you like to live in a cosmopolitan international setting where you can have everything and even more, then definitely consider Hong Kong. And also because Hong Kong U is my dream school, so I always like wanted and have a dream that I will like go to Hong Kong U and then like get an internship at Disneyland and then have a lot of good food, which I have been doing for the last 3 years. So I think it's been very good so far. And when I was applying, I got two offers from Hong Kong U to study a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Bachelor of Social Sciences degree. But then after like consideration, I chose the arts program because I think that it's one of the most diverse programs right now in Hong Kong U. And there's like a lot of programs for you to choose from, and it's very thought-provoking and also equip you with like a lot of skills, not just in research and theoretical studies, but also in like real life applications and for the work life that you will enter after university. So right now I am enrolling in the Comparative Literature and Hong Kong Studies program, and it's a fairly new program comparing to like other majors, but then it's very exciting because there's a lot of like great course instructors from all around the world that will give you like a lot of perspective into the world of like academic research and arts practice. And aside from doing like traditional assignments like writing essays or doing assignment, you can have a chance to do really practical things like leading discussion sessions or like leading projects and find new ways to like help society, or like go to galleries and like attend film screenings. So I think it's very well-rounded, and you don't have to worry too much about like whether you are like doing one thing right or one thing wrong, because everything is like a lot of experimentation and like reflection and thinking. So like for me in my Hong Kong U life, I did a lot of things, and because I have so many pictures, then one slide like cannot contain all. But like in my year one, I joined like a dance team, and then I also like went debating and also went to Model United Nations conference. And in my year two, I joined a theater production, and then I also like joined a society and become the chairperson of a society that is under the Department of Comparative Literature from the Faculty of Arts. So we do like film screening and debates and sharing sessions for students who love watching movies and reading books, and also for the public to come and like exchange ideas. Then I also got a chance to go to Madrid in Spain for like an international conference this time last year. So now that like I stay at home and look at all these photos, like it's a lot of like good memories. And in recent years, we also have like a lot of Vietnamese students who come to Hong Kong to study, and a lot of them choose HKU as their alma mater. So every year we group ourselves, and then we have like a lot of activities for Vietnamese students. There's a lot of students coming from different backgrounds and studying different programs in Hong Kong U. So there's like a lot of exchanges going on, and there's like, you have like really good friendship, and it's like a small family like away from home. So we go hiking, and then we also like have like dim sum, and then we also go to other places to travel during holidays. So I think it's a very like necessary thing to have when you're staying away from home, especially when you're a young student. So I know that everyone is like staying home and like feeling really down right now because of the virus and all. But I think that it's important that we take this time to like think and reflect and improve ourselves in the process. So like for me, like 3 years after I submitted my application and then actually making it to Hong Kong and Hong Kong U, I still think that if I can do it again, then I will definitely reapply to the Hong Kong U and UC Berkeley program for Bachelor of Arts, because like it's always an exciting ride with Hong Kong U, and like it's a classroom and a campus and a hall and a room and one person or like one friend or something, but ultimately it's like a period and a very good space for you to experiment with who you are and what you like, and to challenge yourself in things that you don't think you can ever do. Like before I come to Hong Kong, I don't think I can like watch a movie and think critically about it. I don't think I can speak Cantonese, or like I don't think I can be here talking to you guys. But I made a decision to apply to Hong Kong U, and I think it's been playing out well. So just take this time and fill out your application now that you're home.
Thank you, Alicia. We can ask her questions later in the Q&A session. So as I said before, not all international applications need an admissions interview to get an offer, which is Alicia's case. But then also we will ask some students to attend the Hong Kong admissions interview and then to give decisions. So that's why we ask Harry here to actually give you an short sharing about how his interview experience was with Hong Kong U. Harry, please.
Okay, thanks. So can you see my slide already?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Harry from, I study the Bachelor of Engineering program and my major is computer science. On the interview day, for my case, there were 2 rounds. 10 students, and we were given a 1-page short article. We have to read it in 5 minutes, and then we start to discuss about the content of the article. The article is usually about a proposal to build something. So there would be arguments to support this proposal. So your job is to pointing out strong and weak points of the arguments in the article, and then you discuss with your friend. The important point is that you try to connect with each other. That's being said, when you speak and then you listen, so you can pick up all the ideas. So after that, you may support that or even criticize that. The more important part of the interview is the individual part. So after the group interview, you will be sit in a room and then you wait for the interview panel to call you in. So the question in this stage is mainly about the major you want to pick up in HKU, because for engineering degree and science degree, we don't, in year 1, we don't select a major already. So they will ask you about what you plan to do for your degree. And then the second question will be about what you want to do and how you see yourself in 5 years' time or after graduating. And there will be follow-up questions about what you have answered. Be confident so that you may impress the interviewers, and be concise, because especially in the group interview, because you need to also listen to all these people, and the interview is time, so it's to make sure that you don't overwhelm others. That's, I think, all the stuff that I want to point out about the interview. And then we now back to Danny.
Okay, thank you, Harry. So basically, don't be like frightened if you are invited to a admission interview, and we are all nice. We are very eager to interact with you and talk to you, not like trying to frighten you or ask you a lot of hard questions. So now we will come to our Q&A session. So if you are familiar with Zoom, you can actually raise your hand when in the window of the participants of this Zoom. And then we can unmute you and answer your questions. How about Tiffany, you can handle this session?
Yes, sure.
Mm.
So you're welcome to ask any questions in either English or Vietnamese. And Danny and our students will be happy to take your questions.
Mm.
So a friendly reminder to raise your hand, use the raise hand button before you want to ask a question. I will unmute you and call your name before you can ask the question.
Do we need the announcement in Vietnamese also? Alicia, can you help?
Okay. Dạ, xin chào mọi người ha. Bây giờ sau cái phần chia sẻ này á, thì mình sẽ có một cái phần là phần hỏi đáp Q&A với cô Danny, bạn Harry, bạn Elise với lại mình. Thì ở trong Zoom nó có một cái chức năng gọi là raise hand, giơ tay á, thì bây giờ nếu mà bạn nào muốn có câu hỏi thì bạn nhấn vào cái nút raise hand đấy, xong rồi host của bọn mình sẽ unmute bạn để bạn hỏi chuyện rồi ha.
Thank you.
Alicia.
Yeah. Actually, I see a questions in the chat box. Oh, I see one. I will just answer that questions before we take Wong Fan's question. Actually, Viet Yen asking like he's from or she was from Vietnam and now is 20 years old and have an advanced diploma in business, immediately global in Singapore. So can I get accepted? So basically we accept all applications from different international qualifications. So advanced diploma is not a qualification. So you have to still using like IB, A-level, SAT, or other different major qualifications to apply for Hong Kong U. We accept any ages of application. So you have to go online to check our admission standard and find a most suitable main qualification that you want to use to apply for Hong Kong U. Okay, give back to Tiffany.
Okay, thank you, Danny. We have a question from Fan. Sorry, I don't speak Vietnamese, so I'm trying my best to pronounce your name. Bear with me. So, Fan, I've unmuted you. You can ask your question now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to ask, what would be like the latest time that I should apply to HKU, because like we have to, after the application, we have to apply for the visa, like, and everything. So what would be like the latest day that you advise us as like seniors as for to apply?
Understand, because you were thinking the deadline of application is July 15th, but you were thinking of the visa application time, right?
Yeah.
How about our students? Any one of you can share about the visa application process, and then I will add up on the advised time.
Hello. Hi.
Yes.
So as for the visa, I think you should give at least 3 weeks to wait for the processing. Mine took 8 days, but that was actually quite fast. Usually they take 21 to 28 days to process your visa. So at least give yourself 3 weeks to a month to apply to it. And I think the latest you should apply is early August, because the school year starts at the first week of September.
Alicia, do you have different experience of Vietnamese?
Okay, so I think because we have both like Vietnamese nationals and non-nationals here, I'll answer for both. So like as Elise said, like if you have like non-Vietnamese passport, the process is usually quicker, and it usually involves less paperwork. but for Vietnamese students, I would recommend that you, because you have to wait at least 3 months for the visa processing. So I would suggest that you get your application done as soon as possible. So there are some reasons for this. So the first one is that if you finish your application early, you will have time if the school asks you to give additional documents like test scores or SAT scores or like certificates. And it will also help you to have a lot of time to prepare for your visa application, because for every year they usually take a lot of time. There's a lot of documents required, like your school degrees, transcripts, your parents' financial statements, and so on and so forth. So I think recent years, because there's a lot of Vietnamese students coming into Hong Kong to study, so the situation is getting better, but you still have to wait for like a very long time. So I would recommend that you should get it done by May, so that you have June, July, and August to wait for your visa, and then go to school in September.
That's good.
Okay, thank you, Elise and Alicia, for answering the visa question.
Mm.
Anyone else? You can either raise your hand, or you have problems speaking, you can type your question in the comment box and then we read it out.
Yeah,
We have
Priscilla.
Okay, Priscilla,
Yes.
you may ask your question.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a specific question for Bachelor of Dental Surgery. So it says that for requirement, it's only open for local candidates. So is there a chance of that changing to international students as well for next year?
Where are you actually from?
I'm from Malaysia.
I see. For dental, it's quite special that it's wrote on the website that they limited to the local students because of the government quota. But then if you're very, very, very want to try that, I can't say like there's never exception. We did admitted some non-local students before, although at the same year of like saying we're only accepting local students. So my advice is if you only looking at this program, you could try, but bear in mind that there is a chance like they are only accepting local students.
But like after graduation, are we able to work in Hong Kong as an
yes,
international
the
student?
limitation of admission of local students is not because of the working. It's more because of this is a government manpower program. So we are like responsible to cultivate like dental talents for the Hong Kong dentist like resources. So that's why.
Okay, thank you.
So because I guess if you're from Malaysia, you also speak Cantonese, right? Some.
I've lived here my whole life, so I don't really know Cantonese.
Oh, I see. Then it's a little bit hard even. So just like I said, we are all like all the things on our website is correct. But then if you want to try, in Hong Kong, nothing is impossible for sure. So you could still put that on your choice if you want to. But then it's the reality is we accept local students for dental program.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I see Nicholas, who are actually, we will unmute you at the same time, but then I think he is breaking his international internet connection. So I'm reading out his question. So he says, I'm a non-JUPA student and I received an email for a centrally coordinated group interview earlier this week. I did not specify for which faculty it is for. So can I ask if there has been any news about this from any specific faculty, or has it been sent to all applicants for the this year's academic year? This is actually a very good question. So we did send out some invitations selectively, not to all applicants for this year. And it is because this interview is different from faculty interview, but it's from central Hong Kong admission. If you are coming to this interview, your interview performance from the judgment of admissions will be helping your applications, and we will give these recommendations to faculty. So you should definitely join this centrally coordinated group interview. Do you have any further questions about this, Nicholas, if you want to say something? Okay, so he's asking, therefore, if you go to that one, will I be placed with applicants applying to other degrees? Yes. So centrally coordinated interview is just like the one that Harry shared. So that one is a group interview, and it's a general admission interview instead of a specific faculty or program interview. So we're more asking you about we're looking at your critical analysis ability and in a group discussion format of interview, instead of asking you specific like medicine or dental applications information. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. And we have a question from Vu Min An. So you can ask your question now.
Hi, I am an applicant for the 2021 academic year, and I have received an email for the undergraduate admission interview. They said that there's an article, critical analysis. I want to know in the interview what kind of article we will be given.
Harry, will you be able to answer that? Thank you.
I can handle this. So it's not a long article. It's just from a newspaper. For example, Guardian is what I got from my interview. So it just lasts for 1 page, so it's not so long. And it doesn't require you to have a very in-depth knowledge to handle the article. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. We have a question from Fan. I have just unmuted you, so you can ask your question now.
So I want to ask, did any of you, like the current international student at Hong Kong U, speak any Chinese or like Cantonese or Mandarin when you first came to Hong Kong? And then like if you did not, did you have any like difficulty in, like talking with people around? Like stuff like that.
Okay, Elise or Alicia, can you please take this question? Alicia, I think you're a Cantonese expert.
No, I think Elise international students, not Vietnamese, but I think both Vietnamese students are speaking Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So.
Alicia, maybe you can share experience. You're like a Cantonese expert now.
So hi, I'm Alicia. So for me, like personally, I speak Mandarin, Chinese, and English before going to Hong Kong because I studied both of it before. But it's definitely a challenge when I come to Hong Kong because first of all, the English that is spoken in Hong Kong is already very different from that is spoken in Vietnam. So that is one difficulty. And then I'm also a bit shy before, so whenever I speak something wrong in Chinese or something, like the people, they kind of like get annoyed with me. So that is also another difficulty. But then the good thing about university is that it provides you with an opportunity to turn these challenges into an opportunity. So if you look back into the Hong Kong U curriculum, there's University 5 requirements, which is Common Core, English, and Chinese. So I really made use of this Chinese requirement, and I took a Cantonese class. And in that class, like we learned how to like speak Cantonese, and then we also like got encouraged to try out like speaking Cantonese, and also like learn some like cultural specifications in Hong Kong. So it got better after like you can speak like a little bit of Cantonese or Chinese even, and it definitely helps to break the ice in class, like in conversation or anywhere you go. So I think that it's not a difficulty that cannot be overcome, but like just there will be cultural shocks and like language shocks when you come in, but it's important that you use these like terms to like learn something good for yourself. So I think there's no use in like being scared or something. And also like Cantonese is very similar to Vietnamese, so I think you will learn very fast.
I think, Elise, can you also add on something of your own experience?
Yep. So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't speak a word of Chinese and Cantonese, but I think that it's not, like Alicia said, there are plenty of opportunities for you to get acquainted with the language if you want to, and the situation is completely in your control. I think if there are any language barriers or anything, you can just speak in English, and most of the people will be able to understand you. And also, if you live in a hall, like me, Alicia, I think Harry also lives in a hall, it's a great way to communicate with people from Hong Kong, from China, from all over the world, and learn from their cultures and their languages. And it's just, it will help you, I think for me at least, my floor mates helped me assimilate into living here in Hong Kong. So I don't think it was much of a struggle for me. And if there are difficulties, there's plenty of ways to overcome them.
Harry, yeah. Oh, you want to add something, Alicia?
So actually one of the good way to get accustomed to Hong Kong culture and like the language itself is to tag along with like friends who know the language. So for example, like there was one time Elise and I went into a restaurant, and the restaurant only has Chinese menu. So I just ended up like translating for her and then ordering for both. So for me, it is an opportunity to learn, and then for her is an opportunity to observe. So it works both ways.
Harry, you want to add something?
My experience is very similar to Alicia, but I don't speak any Chinese before coming to Hong Kong. So definitely there will be a language shock because we look all the same. So people cannot recognize whether we are Vietnamese or Chinese. So of course they will start a conversation with Cantonese instead of English. But it's I think it's not a big deal because you can still explain that you're not from here, you're not from Hong Kong, you don't speak Cantonese, and they will, if they speak English, they will continue with English later. And if you decide not to learn language, Cantonese or even Chinese, it's fine to be here. English is available. But I do encourage you to pick up Cantonese or Chinese because it's very beneficial. You can have another language skill, and that will be a big plus.
Okay, thank you guys for your great personal experience and the language in Hong Kong. So we have one more question from Tuan Kut. I will unmute you now so you can ask your question and everyone can hear it. Hi.
Hi, so I already typed in the question in the chat. So I want to ask, because of the COVID-19 virus right now, our graduation exam have been moved to August in 8th to 11th. So with that, how will it affect the application process?
So actually, this is a good admission question. So you're local Vietnam students, right? You're taking the upper secondary school exam, right? Hello? Hello?
Oh, he's
Right?
he's mute,
I think it is, right?
but he muted him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yes, I am in 12th grade right now. I'm going to take the graduation exam.
Yeah. Okay. So first, we definitely know that everyone in different part of the world is somehow affected by this. Like not just like your local graduation exam, but also like IB or A level or SAT exams have somewhat like affected by this coronavirus. So first, I think it's very. We've been closely monitoring with different exam boards. So I think it's a very good that you feed us this information today that actually the graduation exam is moved to August. I think for you that what I suggest is you should, like Alicia said, start your application now. Put in all the information you have and all the supplemental materials that you have and submit the application first so that we can know who we need to follow up the condition with. And then we can, in the meanwhile, we will try to be flexible this year, not just rely fully on your exam scores, but also take into account more on interview performance or your personal statement and other application materials. So maybe we will also call you for a centrally coordinated admissions interview before you take in the final exam to get to know you more. And then maybe all the way until when you have the final exam and give us the score, then we can give you quickly a firm offer after that. And that can still give you some time to finish all the visa application, hall application, and to catch the school open for 2020 or maybe miss 1 or 2 days, which is fine. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Danny. I see one more question. Natalie, I've unmuted you, so you can speak now.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a question about the scholarship. And I'm just wondering what kind of scholarships that HKU provides that I can find I'm eligible for applying that.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Natalie. Actually, for scholarship, we have various of scholarship available at Hong Kong U for students from local and also international. So for all our international students, we have Hong Kong U entrance scholarship when we will have like partial or fully cover your tuition fee, or even on top of that cover your have some subsidy for your life in Hong Kong. So for that one, you don't need to do any extra application. You just need to fill in your Hong Kong U undergraduate application form, and then we will actually review your application materials and your main qualification scores, and if you have an interview with interview performance also, to actually let you know when we offer you whether you also get the Hong Kong U entrance scholarship. On the other hand, for Vietnamese, we also have a scholarship called Belt and Road Scholarship. If you know the big China projects of Belt and Road, that's the Belt and Road. So we have Belt and Road Scholarship, similarly that can cover partial or fully your tuition fee, and that one needs some extra work on the application. So you might want to check on our admission website, and you can find the information on the scholarship page. That's two scholarship that is available for both all international students and also specifically for some countries that are suitable for Belt and Road Scholarship. We also have scholarship after you get admitted in Hong Kong U. For current students, there are different types, like if you go to exchange or study abroad, there's also different type of scholarship that you can apply through Hong Kong U. And also sometimes if you have very good scores, you know, studying in the entire semester, different faculty have like a different amount of scholarship to award these Dean's List or first honor students or students with very good academic performance. So there's various way of looking at this scholarship. I see Nicholas is raising hand again.
Okay, Nicholas, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Hi, Nicholas.
Okay, he is, I guess he's having problem of speaking. So he typed again. So he was asking, I mentioned that he said like student was able to switch majors. How would they go about this? So I'm not saying like students can switch majors. It's more about like when you choose one major, you can also be flexible to double major or choose a minor in different areas in Hong Kong U. So that one is happening after you get admitted in Hong Kong U, instead of you have to do that when you are applying for Hong Kong U. So I guess Alicia is having double major, and I think Harry and Elise are from two common admission faculty, right? Engineering and science. Could you like all share about this question of your own experience or your faculty?
Yep. Hi. So I'm majoring in chemistry right now in the Faculty of Science, but I'm also doing a minor in philosophy from the Faculty of Arts. So it's very easy to go to another faculty and do a double major or a minor or double minor on top of your major. You just have to consider how many credits you have and how to balance your study schedule to achieve the major and minor combination that you want to do. So that's very much possible. But if you're talking in terms of, let's say you're admitted to the Bachelor of Science program, but you want to transfer to Bachelor of Arts after 1 year or like 1 semester in the Bachelor of Science program, you can talk to the academic advising office. They can help you with the requirements that you need. But from my experience, you would need a fairly high GPA to be able to move between faculties. I think it's 3.4 out of 4.3, which is about an average of B+ for your courses. So that's if you would need to plan ahead if you want to move from one faculty to another. But if you just want to take a minor or an extra major from another faculty, it's quite flexible. And yeah.
Harry?
I think Elise has said everything. If you want, I just want to add something about the minor options. For engineering, usually it's not common to take a minor or a second major because the major courses in the engineering curriculum is a lot. So you won't have many free elective credit to take a minor or a second major. So it's not recommended to have a minor if you go for engineering program. But you can still, it's still enough for a minor, but the second major is impossible unless you do overloading along the 4 years of your study.
Okay,
So
yeah, I just want to make that more clear because maybe you don't hear Harry very clearly. So basically he's suggesting, because why I asked all of them to share, because different faculty could have different situations. So for engineering students, because their curriculum is quite full, so it's more possible that you do a minor instead of a double major, apart from your own major from Bachelor of Engineering program. Alicia, do you want to share your situation?
So like for me, actually when you apply, there are 5 choices for you. So you can like choose the programs that you want to apply for. So right now it's 5 programs. But when I was applying, they were free. So my first choice was something Bachelor of Arts in Global Creative Industries. So I thought that if I apply like that, and because I got an acceptance, so I would have to study the Global Creative Industry program for 4 years. So I was also very concerned about like switching majors if I don't like it. But actually, for most of the faculties in Hong Kong U, aside the except for the professional degree or like the very specific one like medicine and laws, and I think accounting and finance, if you are admitted to a bachelor of something degree, then normally in the first year, everyone will like study almost the same prerequisite courses that is on offer by the faculty. And then after the first year, you can start thinking about what fields or what disciplines or what major you can go into. And then you can design your course progression through your preference. Like for me, because in my first year, I went to the creative industry class, and I didn't really like it because I didn't like the professor. So in my second semester, I went to Comlit class and also like Hong Kong studies and some other courses. And because I took the prerequisite, I could declare my major in Hong Kong studies and comparative literature. So it's just that simple. But there are some programs that will require you to transfer your degree if you want to do like another one. I know that Bachelor of Journalism is a program on its own, even though it's under the Faculty of Social Sciences. So if you want to do journalism, then you have to apply to journalism right on, or else it will be pretty challenging to transfer later. But like Elise and Harry said, you should really like consider your credits and all. But then Hong Kong U is one of the most flexible places because like you can like even double major and double minor. Like I know some people who do that, but bear in mind what you are capable of and what you aim to get out of your university experience.
And apart from the 3 students' experience, there's one more thing I want to add. For international applicants, you have, like I said, 1 first choice and 4 other choices, which means you can choose 5 choices of programs when you apply for Hong Kong U. First, you need to think carefully because after you submit your application, you cannot change your program choices. That's for the admission stage. And then when you're admitted to Hong Kong U, like Elise shared, if you really after 1 semester or 1 year feels like actually this is really not what I'm looking for, and I actually have a very clear idea of the other program that I'm more suitable for, you could, like Elise said, apply through the academic advising office. But not every program transfer that we're looking at just looking at your GPA. It's more because we want to make sure you're very mature and clear about what you are considering. Like you cannot like saying like I want to change program today and after 3 days you're changing to another programs. So they're more are like we want to know you are making a material decision about this if you want to change program. So if everything is very clear and we always have these faculty advisor or your professors and your classmates who are actually witnessing your experience, and they all could be a voice that to support your change of program or thinking that it's not suitable for you, then it's not a very hard case for you to change programs.
Okay, that's very clear. Thank you, guys. I'm conscious of time, but I think we can take one more question. So anyone would like to ask the last question? Okay, looks like everyone have got their question asked. Oh, there is one from Fan. Okay, Fan, you can speak now.
I wanna ask a real quick questions like how long, like what is the period that I have to accept the offer if I will receive an offer, like admission offer from Hong Kong U. So like, let's say I would get my admission offer for on like 1st of April. How long would I have? How long of the time would I have to like consider? Should I accept or should I not? You know what I mean?
Do you mean like get an offer? When should you accept? Is that what's your question?
How long would I have?
Okay. Each offer when we issue, there is a deadline shown on the offer letter and also on the when you need to reply us before the deadline about your accepting it or declining it in the system. If you don't reply by the deadline, and we will automatically assume that you give up the offer. If you have any special situation that keeping you away from, replying us your decision before the deadline, you can email us to the admissions@hongkongu.hk email to let us know if there's any special situation.
Just real quick. For example, if I apply to other university and by the time that I get the admission offer from Hong Kong U, but I haven't heard from others, could I the admission office and tell them like I need additional time to consider all of my other options?
You can, if like you're really, just need more time to consider, or you are waiting for other information to make your decision, there is an option to apply for extend of offer deadline. You can try either in the system or, like I said, email our admissions office to see if we can grant you a extended deadline or not.
I would like to supplement on that. We have a dedicated website called HKUNU website for all students who have been given an offer to HKU. So you'll find all kinds of information that you will need to decide whether or not you would like to accept the offer. So I will share the URL with all of you in the comment box so that you can take a look later.
Okay, so while Tiffany just shared the Hong Kong U and U website, after you submit your application, actually all things about like how long you need for a visa application, what should I do after I get an offer, how should I, apply for different halls, residential halls and everything, like anything about like Hong Kong U, you can find on that website. And I'm so happy that we have this Vietnam special virtual open house session. And I'm so happy that we see different students coming in and asking questions, especially for the student that asked about like your final graduation exam is postponed to August. Wish you all the best, and also all those others Vietnam students. And be sure that we will definitely wait for that final result. Don't be afraid. So thank you so much today. Thank you, Alicia, Harry, and Elise.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye and good luck.